We have Chris Brown and T-Pain.
Kiss.
Hey, here's Chris Brown. Hey, that girl ain't doing the things you used to do for me.
What them boys gonna do for me?
Well, you got what you need. 876-543-0. Yeah.
You guys hang out way too much.
Yeah, we do.
You know that song. Kiss,
But we've
kiss.
also, that's been a bit like 5 times this week.
Yeah.
We've honestly hung out this whole week, and
We're
it's been really fun.
well practiced. I've been third wheeling the heck out of Chandler and Jesse.
Jesse's been third wheeling the heck out of us.
Let's boogie, baby.
All right, let's do this. Joining me right now is Noah Ohlsen and Chandler Smith. We are here at WFP Tour Stop 1 in Indianapolis. It's been really cool. I had like really high expectations, and it's surpassed that. So
wow.
It's been cool hanging out with the athletes and seeing the spectators. My question for both of you guys is, what kind of drew you to WFP in the first place?
I'm going to let Chandler take the lead on that one since he was the first ever signed athlete, and that'll go down in the history books forever.
Nice.
I had to get in. When I first heard Will saying that he was going to try to do something that was attempting to make things a little bit more athlete-focused, even without the details, just knowing like the type of people that Will associates with and the type of person that he is, I knew it was going to be something that I could get down with because I've been training with him for close to 5 years, and especially after some of the events from everything we were doing last year, I knew his heart had felt similarly to mine in a lot of ways. He's a guy who trains really, really hard like me. He also programs for himself, and we just, in general, have a very similar approach to things. So I said, I don't know what you've got going on. I don't care what it ends up looking like. I want to get down and be a part of it, and it's been cool because I feel like already him and the crew and everyone that they have brought in, they're very receptive to taking in feedback, and you feel that everyone's working together to make the organization go off. There's no parts of the group fighting each other for something, and maybe that'll come as the organization grows, whatever, that just happens. But as of now, like, everyone's very united in making a very good product, and they make that known across the board. I think spectators feel it, athletes feel it, fans, judges, across the board, everyone kind of feels that like it's a place that's trying to optimize. It's not content with just being set with what we've got now, and that desire to push the needle that Will's always had and that the organization has as well, like that's what got me in.
Cool. Noah?
Dang. Not a whole lot that I can add to that. I think Chandler is very well spoken and feels similar to myself in a lot of those ways. One thing that I can contribute is that for me, I have been toying with the idea the last handful of years of kind of winding down and it being the end of my career in the sport of fitness, and the fact that I had the opportunity here to be a part of something from the very beginning, kind of get in on this before I got out of the space, was appealing, not just personally, but to be able to help it grow and push it forward. I don't know how much influence I have, but I've been in the space for 15 years, and so I'm hoping that some of that validity and experience that I've gained over those last 15 years can contribute to helping this thing last even beyond that.
Awesome. Well said. All right, I've got a fun one for both of you. If you were both programming a workout with extreme bias towards the other person to win the event, what would you program for each other?
Noah Ohlsen is the best in the world at handstand push-ups, and he's also one of the best in the world at GHDs, so I would put both of those in there. I would also throw double unders and a light thruster because I think that interference would affect some people who can maybe hang with them on a handstand push-up. So I'd also put that between a 5 to 10 minute time domain. So I want this workout to be around 8 minutes. So I'd say 4 rounds, 75-foot handstand walk, 15 strict deficit handstand push-ups, 10 dumbbell thrusters at 50 pounds and 25 GHDs.
Wow.
Count me in. I like it.
Sounds like an event win for Noah.
I like that you went all the way with rounds and numbers and all that stuff. I was just going to toss out like movements, but I can give you a specific workout as well. Chandler, incredibly good at running, incredibly good at burpees, snatching with a barbell or a dumbbell, deadlifts as well. A whole lot of other things, but if we're keeping it clean with just a handful of movements, let's go 800-meter run into 5 rounds of 20 alternating dumbbell snatches with an 80.
Wow.
15 burpees over the dumbbell. And I feel like I need one more in the gym movement before you go back out for another 800-meter run. What else can you rip? Pretty good at machines. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
We'll go 20 and 20. 800-meter run, 5 rounds, 20 dumbbell snatches with an 80, 20 burpees over the dumbbell, 800-meter run buyout.
Excellent.
How do you feel about that? Does that make you? Are you confident in your ability to smash that?
No, because I thought I was a good runner, and then we did event 1, and a bunch of guys came out and beat me around. Maybe if it was a little longer, if you did like a 5-mile run before, and then a 5-mile run out.
I thought about a mile.
A little buy-in.
Yeah, I need that. I get better the longer things go, but that doesn't always.
We can
work in
extend
my
that
favor.
out.
All right. If we had to throw in a random non-fitness related event into one of the workouts, what would you pick?
Oh, it's not. This is for us.
For
now,
you
not for
personally,
the opposite
something that
person.
you-
I
that
was
would
going to say
help.
dancing for Chandler. He's got
Dancing,
the moves.
nice.
He broke it down at my wedding dance party.
Otherwise, we got to practice.
Yes, we do. Chandler's going to teach me a little TikTok dance later. All right, for us, something that we could do well, non-fitness related, I am going to say befriending dogs. I feel like I do a pretty good job of getting a dog to trust me and wag its tail and let me love on him.
Is that a timed event?
Yeah, I would say we
or
could
number of dogs.
an AMRAP maybe, like as many dogs to befriend you as possible in 10 minutes. Sounds like a dream.
To that point, there's these 2 dog statues outside the hotel, and Noah's pet them on the way out every
a
single day,
ritual now.
which I think is really funny. I kind of have a little bit of a kind side to me with babies, but I don't know if I'm like the best baby holder.
Okay.
So I would say the thing I know I'm at least the second best at is fighting. Jelle Hoste was on the Belgian national team for judo. I bring that up all the time because I think that's super sick, and he's also a giant. So I don't think I could beat him up. I think I could beat everybody else up. So I've got my fingers crossed for a fight at some point.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Keep me out of that one.
And you might get practice with the holding and taking care of babies. And Noah's got one on the way,
Indeed.
so
He's already been hired as babysitter.
heck yeah. Yes. All right, last one here. It's actually a question from a fan. Misa Benitez wants to know, I would like to know about their struggles through training and what they have to overcome physically and mentally to reach their goals.
That can get deep.
Yeah, it
That's
can.
a deep one. You want to lead the way? Well, let's ping pong it.
Okay, I think something that we both get a lot out of is that we can be a little more honest with each other about the doubts that come in, because training is hard and competing is difficult, especially when, maybe a few years ago we were winning a little bit more often than we are now, and there's an element of going into training that's a little bit daunting when you know that even at your very best it might not be enough to win that event, and so it's hard to continue to face down the difficult workouts, but for competitions and even beforehand, we were sending workouts back and forth. We talked to each other in the back. Like, it's really, really nice to have one of my best friends around for so much of this because you're never walking alone. So I think that ends up being an advantage for both of us and Travis. And when Will was competing, him as well. Like, when you have friends around, like, you're never just trying to face down these big, scary life problems or competition problems by yourself. So I'd say that's how I get through it, is by having this guy here.
Yeah, well said.
I think people may not realize how scary this is, and it sounds kind of dramatic and silly to say. If you're tuning in and watching the live stream, it just looks like a bunch of dudes working out and like it's no big deal, but this is our livelihoods, it's our careers, it's our passion, it's our dreams, and so every time we take the floor, it's incredibly nerve-wracking. There's a lot of hard work that's gone into it. There's the fear of failure in front of fans and friends and letting them down and letting the brands that sponsor you down. Like, all of that lives semi-subconsciously in the background, and it's not just going out and throwing down. That's basically what Chandler was saying, that it's pretty tough, so it's nice to have friends to help you get through it. And then I think also being able to intentionally shift your perspective. I think I said this to somebody yesterday. I know that I'm going to go out and take the floor for an event no matter what. There's a 0% chance that I'm going to quit.
Okay.
So the fact that that path is dictated and designated for me, I can intentionally choose to walk that path with a bad attitude and full of nerves and have a miserable experience. Or because I'm going to do it anyway, I can choose to be grateful and enjoy the experience and try to make the most out of it. And sometimes you have to actually remind yourself of that. It doesn't just happen automatically. You have to be sitting there thinking about it, maybe feeling the anxiety and being like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't want to feel that. I'm going to choose gratitude. I get to do this. I don't have to do this.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, that's all I got, guys. Noah Chandler, I really appreciate it. This is awesome for me. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for having us, Tony.
Thank you.
We'll see you in Mesa.
Hopefully.
Bring him back.
Bring him back, please.